I don't want to say it because I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, because he doesn't care.
Like, I'm going to take a shit in Sarah Palin's fucking stupid cunt. I'm doing Louis C.K., so don't get on me. And then Ricky Gervais goes, shit in a cunt. How exactly would you go about shitting in someone's cunt? Would she be willing? You force her down, sort of ask her like, oh, hello, Sarah, cheers.
Did he do the whistle?
I'd like to shit in your cunt. Is that how it go? Hello, Sarah. Hello, I'm Louis. I'm a stateside, marginally famous comedian. I'd like to shit in your cunt. Or is it fucking British retards like you would fucking... How many people have you just offended with British retard? One, you, because you're a fucking faggot retard baby from a fucking land of insolent fucking faggot N babies with AIDS. And shitting just all day. Just shitting in fucking cunts because I'm a man who's standing here in this place now with things and deals and a head on my shoulders and Manny and fucking petty digits to finger your fucking sister's stupid black cunt. And you're like, wow, if I said Michelle Obama was a big dude and I got fired from a radio show.
What?
He said, you can't say that about the first lady. People blew up my Twitter saying, first of all, it's Tamika. They were like...
They don't understand that you're a comedian?
I'm like,
you don't get any kind of...
People said George Bush was actually retarded.
Yeah.
Like, on the Tonight Show.
Right.
Like, George Bush is just learning to read. And, like, nothing. And then I said, Obama, he's, hanging out, listening to... I like a president that listens to Kool and the Gang and smokes Newports. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And then the bosses that be were like, it's just the Newport thing was really... I'm like, he fucking smokes Newports. That's what he smokes.
Yes.
Smoking.
Even if you had said menthols, that's funny.
Yeah, Gary Gulman and I are going... I'm just warning you in advance. There's going to be so many inside sub references. It's going to be mostly... It's going to be De Niro heavy. A lot of Rickles.
Some Broadway Danny Rose, Woody Allen.
3 shows I walk.
Tell him I'll walk.
3 shows I walk.
Lou, we're not in a position yet to walk. And I say yet. I use the word yet.
Yet.
Lou, you're a perennial. You get better looking as you get older.
Yeah. Lou with a cheap blonde?
I see the women, they're mentally undressing you with their eyes.
That's supposed to fucking... All right. I didn't know what we were talking... Oh, so do you want kids at 41 years old? You better get moving.
My father had...
Your sperm are dying in your bag.
No, I know. I was born when my father was older, like close to 50. And I always felt like it was a little bit irresponsible. It was a little unfair that I had this dad who was like not active at his most active and energetic. And
Dad, you want to throw the ball around? Huh? Speak up, sonny.
Exactly. I mean, I will give him credit. He tried all these things, but he was a broken down old man.
How old was he at your high school graduation?
Let me think.
He was 70. It
would be 68 or something like that.
Was it embarrassing?
Was it embarrassing? People always thought, because he looked old for his age, he had gray hair, and people always thought, hey, it was nice to meet your grandfather. It's my father.
And is he still alive?
Yes, he's 85 years young.
85 years young.
Yeah.
God bless. What's his name?
Philip.
And he lives in Peabody still?
No. My parents split up when I was 1.5.
That's very rare for a Jewish couple to call it quits, right? Is that
in
the
70s? I just know growing up in the 70s, I would always lie about my parents' marital status because nobody else. It's not like now where people are like, oh, my father's girlfriend and my mother's ex-husband, and it was taboo. And I used to say my father works late, or he's away, he's on business.
Sad.
And it was sad.
So you were you and I think have a lot in common. We were alone a lot.
I always think about that. I had a very lonely house, because my older brothers are much older, so they were gone in college when I was growing up. So it was very lonely.
My sisters were 6 years and 5 years older than me, and everybody in my neighborhood was 2 and 3 years older than me. So then once they hit high school, you're out.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to hang out with a 6th grader, no matter how well you throw the football, or if you're their go-to slot receiver on 5-on-5 street football, you're done.
Yeah.
There's chicks and pot, like you're out.
Yeah.
So, but I would always, and did you, like, when you were playing with Matchbox cars, guys like you and I think, I'm putting you with me. You put you with them. It's Raging Bull. Instead of just playing Matchbox cars, like I would interview the drivers.
Well,
I would jump them off the picnic table, and I would set records, and then I would interview the guy that broke the record, and I'd interview all the guys in the cars and ask them what kind of car, and I'd have different voices for different guys in the cars, and the neighbors probably thought I was like a crazy person.
well, here were the three things that I was into at that age. I had Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars, and yeah, there were always smash ups.
That was two things.
Then there was a funeral.
Ooh.
There would always be a funeral involving the smash-ups in the cars, and then somebody would speak at the funeral.
Where did the funeral happen?
On the couch.
Always goes dark in the Gulman mind.
The funeral was on the couch, and then the other thing I was into was Stratomatic baseball. Yes. But in order to play, you really should have had another person to pick the other lineups. But I was getting into arguments with the kids who came over because they would pick shitty lineups. I was 8 years old, and I knew...
You're like, Bucky Dent couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a bag of rice.
Right. They're batting. I remember one of my mother's best friends, her husband, insisted on batting Don Baylor ninth. This guy had just won the MVP for the California Angels. He batted him ninth. And I said, I can't play with you if you're going to make shitty, the horrible lineups.
So you murdered that boy and had a funeral for him on your couch.
Stratomatic baseball by myself. And the other thing was professional wrestling I was really into.
Yes.
And I would use these huge bolster pillows, and I would jump off the bed and onto them and get neck burners and all these things.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
Build belts. Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Fuck, 6'6", 250 from the island of Tonga. And when he's up on that turnbuckle...
from the Isle of Fiji.
Sorry, from the island of... The Samoans were from Tonga.
I love you. I gave that at my bar mitzvah.
How about the Samoans were from Tonga? They're fucking called the Samoans. Yeah. Tell me they're from Samoa.
Yeah.
From the island of Tonga. Afa, Sika.
The wild Samoans.
And then Frank Stallone came in as the third one.
He was Samu.
I saw Jimmy Snuka fight Don Morocco in a steel cage in Madison Square Garden, and he lost. But then after he lost, he kicked the shit out of Don Morocco.
And he jumped off the top of the steel cage. That was on USA. I could only get the Madison Square Garden matches on USA Network.
I was there.
Yeah.
And I went with one of my mom. My mom was, if I was 12, my mom was sober 4 years. I went with one of my mom's friends from AA, like an older Puerto Rican lady. And in hindsight, I mean, this is, in 82, it wasn't Giuliani's New York City with Disney and the M&M store. And in hindsight, I'm like, you really just let a Puerto Rican lady take your kid into Manhattan? Like, found on the television. Like,
no, my mother would
just me and this lady. Like, we just went, like, that's how every Keith Morrison narrated horror story.
Yeah.
In a small town. He loved wrestling, but why?
Yeah, but I too was raised by neighborhood people, and I had father figures and older brother figures everywhere.
You had grandfather figures.
Yeah.
I said that like Colin. You went, you're walking around, you're watching Cocoon, and it's like, the Gulman
That's my
family
favorite
reunion.
episode of your podcast, by the way. That's a clinic. For young comedians,
Colin
that
Quinn?
episode is a clinic.
Do you want kids?
Yes, I want kids.
You are always looking for love. Do you think you not having a steady love at this moment, is it is it Eastern philosophy? Is it like Buddhism? Like, are you snatching at water? Are you not listening to the Phil Collins cover, You Can't Hurry Love? No, you just have to wait. But you're also not a guy.
No, you know what I'm in love with now?
You.
I'm in love with stand-up comedy and getting on stage 3 times a night and 14 times at the Comedy Cellar.
You can't use that to put your dick in someone's mouth when you're done. What's the... I'm just being... What else?
Well, that's what I think about Tebow. I feel so bad for Tebow because he doesn't have...
Could you just...
Oh, sorry.
Gary Gulman sitting across from me with his legs open.
Tim Tebow gets blown out by the Patriots.
You're definitely Jewish. That's a beautiful pink fireman hat. Holy smokes, wearing his fucking tight mom jeans. All right, so you feel bad for Tim Tebow because you don't get blown after shows at the Cellar. What?
No, I'm saying that Tim Tebow doesn't get the rewards from his success.
What's
sexual rewards?
Oh.
And also on the other side, when he loses, he can't just rub it out and forget about it. And
he can't be like Ben Roethlisberger, go to like a Denny's in West Virginia and rape somebody in the men's room, allegedly.
Yeah.
and be like, hey, what's your name? Hi, that's what makes me irate about knucklehead athletes. All Ben Roethlisberger has to do to have sex with any 6 or 7 in the greater Pittsburgh area is go, hi, I'm Ben Roethlisberger. He can't even get the rest of the sentence out because it's fucking Sixburg, man.
Yeah.
And then Tim Tebow.
You were friends with a saint, with a New Orleans saint.
Kyle Turley.
Yeah, a really nice guy.
Yeah.
What did he say the woman's situation was in the NFL? Or was he already married?
He was already married to a great
okay.
lady, Stacy. She's awesome.
All right.
And then Wayne Corbett was also married to Amy Corbett. So both the guys,
Okay.
once you sync up to somebody, I used to be a guy that was so nuts that, and I argued constantly that by the time I got to road gigs, I thought I had earned fooling around.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the mentality, like, ugh, she makes me so fucking nuts. Tampa, look out.
Yes, it would be a lot easier to just go out and do that than to take the time to break up with this person.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you're happily married, you seem to attract other men that are happily married that go, like, Crazy Horse? Who's going to the Crazy Horse? I'm going to go crush my
Is
wife.
that in Cleveland, the Crazy Horse?
I think that's everywhere.
All right.
So,
Do you remember Crazy Horse Malt Liquor?
yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Remember it. It's our new sponsor. Nobody can drink just
whatever.
one.
Malt liquors do not last. And it's
What? The bull?
That's what I'm saying, and that is the testimony to the Bull OE, and maybe I don't know. Can you still get Ides? St.
I think
Ides?
so. Oh yeah, you get St. Ides.
All right. There have been so many
English
that have come
fills
and
my
go.
mind, and I came up with a funky rhyme. Mama said, "Knock you out." Ooh.
The drink that I drink is called OE, and I wear my glasses so I can see.
Who's that?
DMC.
You're blind, and you can't see. What type of woman are you looking for? You're not looking.
No, I'm not looking.
How? But you're a man with needs.
I date.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you date, but you just seem like when a girl, like my wife's friends go, God, we gotta find a girl for this person. I'll find a girl. We gotta find a guy for this lady.
Yeah.
Find a guy. Like, you're that guy. You're like, out of everyone I know, the guy I would go, okay, Gary Gulman. Nice Jewish boy, built like a brick shit house, played tight end in college, super funny, ready to go. He's ready to pop. And you're just out, you're married to the fucking Comedy Cellar? Come
Yeah.
on, man.
No, I am. It's the one thing I can count on, and I put energy into it, and it comes back to me.
Yeah.
And it just and it doesn't lie to me, and it doesn't.
Light my clothes on fire?
Yeah, right. It doesn't take my cell phone and threaten to throw it into a puddle. It doesn't bite my wrist. It doesn't punch me in the mouth because it's drunk.
Have you had a girl bite your wrist?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I was trying to leave.
Well, really?
Yeah, I was trying to get out of the house.
So why not block the door? How do you go like, you're not leaving, chomp?
I had my hand on the knob, and in order to get me to release the knob, she bit my wrist.
Definitely not a girl with veneers.
Right.
Because when you have veneers, you're like, all right, you know what?
Too expensive.
You can keep that candy apple.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
So, have you had crazy tumultuous relationships?
Oh my God, yeah.
What is it?
I had one girl I've dated 2 comedians, stupidest thing in the
boy.
world, and she
Anthony Jeselnik, and who's the other one?
That's great.
Thank you.
Anthony Jeselnik and the late
You dated Amy Schumer and Anthony Jeselnik. It was a little swinger pod you guys had going on.
started off as a key party.
Yeah.
That's an uncomfortable thing to say to somebody when you walk into there. If I had walked into your house tonight and said, "Okay, where's the bowl for my keys?"
I would have said over there. But I got a pretty funny feeling you're leaving with me. What is it? Something in you that attracts crazy ladies? Because when women are always like, another asshole. You are a very pragmatic guy. And when a woman says that to you, I guarantee, I don't even have to have been there. I know you go, it's you. That's the kind of guy you like.
Yeah.
Guys that are bad. So
Yeah.
something about you, something about your mom and dad splitting up, having older parents.
Absolutely.
You like a young fire pistol fucking batshit crazy girl.
Yes.
Because it's everything that wasn't growing up. It was a very quiet, almost maudlin household. You were having funerals.
Almost modeling?
Or I was giving you wiggle room.
There were no lights on.
A menorah on a dimmer.
That's how I picture my house growing up. The only light was the flash of the TV. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
your mom was depressed?
I think so. She would never admit that, but I think she was depressed.
Is your mother still alive?
Yeah, my mother is still alive.
Now, your mom, in